World Environment Day, being celebrated all over the world every year. Every year on 5th June, the world celebrates World Environment Day together. This year, the theme of World Environment Day is ecosystem restoration. And this year, Pakistan is hosting World Environment Day. This year, World Environment Day marks the beginning of a decade of United Nations official ecosystem restoration, and it will last from 2021 to 2030. 2030, which is also deadline for the Sustainable Development Goal, and scientists have identified it as the last chance to prevent catastrophic climate change. What is ecosystem restoration? After all, why did the theme ecosystem restoration this time? Why ecosystem restoration? Why a decade 2021 to 2030? After all, why this theme is going to last 10 years? How it's done? Let us know the answer of this solved question. Firstly, what is ecosystem restoration? Ecosystem is a community where living and non-living components coexist. Both the components interlink with food chain, mineral chain, and energy flow. Ecosystem is mainly of two types. Terrestrial ecosystem exists on land, and aquatic ecosystem exists in water. Terrestrial ecosystem consists of forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem, and tundra ecosystem, whereas aquatic ecosystem consists of marine ecosystem and freshwater ecosystem. Due to food chain, mineral chain, and energy flow of ecosystem, there is balance between all this pressure and life is possible. But this human is also extends pressure in the grid to more development. We have damaged the ecosystem so much that our own existence have been in danger today. So that's why we need to restore ecosystem. And this is called ecosystem restoration. The process of existing recovery in ecosystem that has been degraded, damaged, or destroyed. So that's why we have to reestablish our relation with nature and take a step forward towards ecosystem restoration. Approximately 79 million people suffering from hunger and 1.2 billion people struggling with water problem. Along with this, biodiversity is also destroying with this ecosystem continue to be damaged, and it is likely increase in the future. World will need 40% more water by 2030, 40% more wooden fibers, and 50% more food. There is only one way to meet all these needs. We have to take care of our ecosystem smartly and sustainably. That's why we have to focus on ecosystem restoration for the next 10 years so that all creatures can meet their requirement and improve ecosystem. Which 8 ecosystem restoration plans are planned by United Nations for next decade. Now, I tell you how this ecosystem have been damaged and destroyed, and some interesting fact about ecosystem. Farmland ecosystem. Due to hours of land, soil erosion, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticide, our farmland is decreasing. For restoration of farmland, we have to reduce the tillage of the land. Along with this, use of organic fertilizers and pesticide will have to be done. And trees and different crops have to grow so that carbon can be reclaimed in the ground and made more fertile. By doing this, any country can feed its growing population without using more land. Did you know, from the nitrogen of fertilizers used in industrial farming, not only contaminate water and land, but also responsible for climate change. Forest ecosystem. Man has destroyed the forest for land and resources. More cutting and burning of wood pollution, alien specific, and welfare. Due to this, the remaining forest is also being ruined. Along with this, our food system is also one of the reasons why the forest ecosystem is being destroyed. For the forest ecosystem restoration, we have to plant new and different kinds of trees there. But yes, we don't have to plant any trees there. We have to only plant back same types of trees that were there earlier. By doing so, new trees may come naturally in forests. Reconsidering our food system and growing population can also reduce the pressure on the forest. Conservation of cultivated and damaged lands into forests is a good example for forest ecosystem restoration. It also means that in extra neutral spaces of forest, less nearby place and humans. Did you know the forest provides habitat to 80% of the world's amphibian species?